Hello. Now we got a program that works pretty well, that we have platforms all over the board, and we eventually want to uh, fall off of them if we're not on them. We want a character to interact with the platforms. We also want the character to jump from platform to platform, but we're not even close to that yet. We're close, but not in this video. So what we're going to do is we are going to first make the player start falling. So there's some sort of gravity. This isn't going to model gravity very well, but it's a start. So we just need to have a y velocity, and we kind of have this all the way up here. I think I erased it. You should have this in your program. Player y vel, and it currently you should have it at 2. Let's turn it at, or it should be 0, and now let's turn it to like 2. So that just means the y velocity is just pulling the character down. And now to update it each round, um, we'll have player y is equal to player y plus y, oh, player y velocity. There we go. So now if I run it, it should pull our player off the screen. It's increasing the y, which means it's pulling it down each time. And there it goes. It just started here and fell down. Now, starting at the bottom isn't very great. Let's start them a little higher. And remember, higher y is a smaller number because the upper left-hand corner is 0, 0. So now if we run it, he's falling from a greater height. Wonderful. Now we want him to stop once he hits a block. So there's many ways we can do interactions. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do it based off of color. So what we're going to do is we're going to check to see if below them is a colored block. So if surface dot get at, so that gets the color of the surface below, and we want the characters bottom left and bottom right corner. Now to get that, we'd have to save each of these surface.blitz as the same term character. Otherwise, we'd have to do it, have multiple words for each of them. It's just nice if they're all the same thing. And so it always just checks our character, and it's going to look at the character dot left and character dot bottom. This first value is the x, so the x is going to be this left side. Here it's going to be the y. It's going to be the bottom side, and it's going to equal 100, 100, 100 once things are looking good. We're going to do that same thing, but we're just going to change it to the character's right. So I'm just going to copy this. So if the bottom left is gray, or the bottom right, oops, is gray, then we want something to happen. We want the y player y velocity. We want that to equal 0. So there's going to be um, a velocity until it sees 100, 100, 100, and then it's going to hit 0. Now this isn't going to work that great right now. Um, Another thing, we don't have one for standing. So we have our character here, and now let's see if this will run. And he's falling, and he lands right where we want it to. But the problem, or one issue, there's lots of problems, uh, is that once we run off, he's not falling again because we set it to 0, but we didn't send it back to the y velocity. So, so if that's 0, great. But if it's not, so else, we're going to set the player y velocity to whatever we had it before. I don't know, was it 3, 2? We have it at 2. 2. And so when we do this, we can look. Hopefully this will work. So our player's dropping, parachuting down, lands. Oh! And now when he falls off the platform, he also falls. So that's pretty good that he's falling.